Have you ever found yourself wondering if you might be unknowingly sabotaging your own potential? Or, even worse, surrounding yourself with people who are dragging you down without realizing it? These are uncomfortable yet important questions that we all must confront at some point. In this video, we're diving into 6 unmistakable signs of a foolish person, with insights rooted in the ancient wisdom of Stoicism. By the time we're done, you might feel a bit uncomfortable, but you'll also gain powerful tools for reshaping your life. The wisdom we'll explore isn't just ancient knowledge. It's something that can directly impact your mindset and your daily life. Stoic philosophers, who lived more than 2,000 years ago, were obsessed with one core thing: living a life of virtue, reason, and wisdom. To them, wisdom wasn't just about memorizing facts or sounding intelligent. It was about mastering yourself and the world around you. This was the true path to fulfillment and a meaningful life. On the other hand, they believed that foolishness was the greatest enemy. Being foolish wasn't about lacking education. It was about having a mindset and behaviors that led you down a destructive path. The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." This is a powerful insight into the nature of foolishness. The first sign of a foolish person is a refusal to listen or learn. A foolish person is like a locked door. They hear words, but they don't truly listen. They dismiss new ideas because they're too proud to admit they don't know everything. It's almost as if they believe their current understanding of the world is the final answer. It's a dangerous mindset to hold. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful emperors in history, kept a personal journal in which he often reflected on his behavior and the world around him. One of his most famous quotes comes from this journal: "If anyone can show me my error, I will gladly change my ways, for the truth is my only concern." Imagine that, a man who ruled over the most powerful empire in the world. Yet he was humble enough to admit when he was wrong. Now, compare that to the attitude of someone who stubbornly clings to their ignorance simply to protect their fragile ego. That person is a fool, and unfortunately, they are often resistant to personal growth because they don't want to face the discomfort of admitting their mistakes. The second sign of a foolish person is that they're easily offended. You've likely encountered people who react to the slightest criticism with outrage or hostility. It's one of the clearest indicators of foolishness. The Stoic philosopher Seneca believed that anger was a weakness, and he said that a person's greatness lies in their ability to endure insults without resentment. Fools, on the other hand, take everything personally. They don't understand that criticism can be a gift, a tool for growth. Instead, they lash out and destroy relationships and opportunities in the process. If you've ever dealt with someone like this, you know just how exhausting and draining it can be. These individuals resist constructive feedback and refuse to view it as an opportunity to improve themselves. Moving on, the third sign of foolishness is that these individuals chase pleasure above all else. The foolish person is a slave to their impulses. They prioritize immediate gratification over long-term fulfillment, and this short-sighted approach often leads to destructive behavior. Seneca warned against this in his writings, stating that the fool's life is empty of gratitude and full of fears. Its course lies wholly toward the future. These are individuals who are constantly seeking the next temporary high. Whether it's overeating, overspending, or engaging in toxic relationships, they find themselves trapped in an endless cycle of pleasure-seeking. What they fail to realize is that true happiness and contentment don't come from indulgence or momentary pleasure. True fulfillment comes from self-discipline and aligning your actions with your values. It's frustrating to watch someone continually chase after fleeting pleasures, knowing that they're only setting themselves up for disappointment. But the root of their behavior often lies in an inability to delay gratification. The foolish person seeks out instant satisfaction and avoids the discomfort of working towards something greater. They fail to recognize that life is about balance, and true happiness comes when we focus on our personal growth and long-term goals, not on temporary pleasures that leave us feeling empty. The fourth sign of a foolish person is that they blame others for their problems. Fools are masters of making excuses. If something goes wrong, it's never their fault. Instead of taking responsibility for their actions or accepting that life is full of uncertainties, they point fingers at others. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, once said, "A man is not disturbed by things, but by the view he takes of them." This is a powerful insight. Wise people understand that while they can't control everything that happens to them, they can control how they respond. They take responsibility for their actions and own their mistakes. Fools, on the other hand, would rather shift the blame onto someone else and face the uncomfortable truth that they are responsible for their own circumstances. This mindset keeps them trapped in a cycle of failure and resentment. Instead of taking the necessary steps to correct their mistakes, they spend their energy blaming others. And this only perpetuates their problems. And if you're around these individuals long enough, their negative attitude and lack of accountability can begin to rub off on you. It's exhausting to be around someone who never takes responsibility for their actions, and it can lead to a toxic dynamic that drags everyone down. The fifth sign of a foolish person is that they talk more than they think. This is a classic sign of foolishness. They love the sound of their own voice. Foolish people will talk endlessly, interrupting others and offering opinions without any real depth or understanding. The Stoics understood the power of silence. Marcus Aurelius, in one of his many reflections, wrote, "Better to trip with the feet than the tongue." This simple yet profound statement highlights the idea that words have weight. A wise person speaks with purpose, carefully considering their words before speaking. But a fool, they're like a leaky faucet, constantly spewing out noise with no substance. The Stoics taught that silence is a valuable tool. It allows you to reflect, listen, and observe the world around you. In contrast, a foolish person is often too eager to share their opinions without taking the time to listen or think critically. The result is that their words lose value, and people begin to tune them out. Constantly talking without thinking is a sign of insecurity and a lack of wisdom. When you speak less and listen more, you give yourself the chance to learn and grow, rather than drowning out opportunities for personal development with empty chatter. Finally, the sixth sign of a foolish person is that they fear change. Change is a natural part of life, and the Stoics understood this better than anyone. They believe that life is in constant motion, and that we can't control the external circumstances we face. Instead, we can control how we respond to those circumstances. Epictetus, in particular, likened life to a game. You can't control the pieces you're given, but you can control how you play them. Fools, however, are paralyzed by fear. They resist change, clinging to the familiar even when it's clearly harmful. Whether it's staying in a job they hate, remaining in toxic relationships, or refusing to step outside their comfort zone, they are afraid to embrace the discomfort of growth. It's painful to watch someone sabotage their own potential by fearing change. The greatest opportunities for growth and transformation often come when we step into the unknown and face the discomfort that comes with change. But the foolish person resists this change out of fear, and in doing so, they limit their own potential. Instead of embracing the unknown as an opportunity to grow, they stay stuck in their old ways, never allowing themselves to reach the next level of personal development. To recap, foolish people refuse to learn, are easily offended, chase pleasure over purpose, blame others for their problems, talk more than they think, and fear change. Recognizing these signs in yourself and others isn't about passing judgment. It's about awareness. The Stoics believe that the path to wisdom begins with knowing your own flaws. If you can identify these signs of foolishness within yourself, you can begin the process of self-improvement. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realizing this is a key to finding true strength. It's not about external circumstances. It's about how you choose to respond to them. If this video gave you something to think about, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who could use a little Stoic wisdom in their life. And if you found this content valuable, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more insights that can help you live a life of virtue, wisdom, and growth. Until next time, stay Stoic.